Adobe Premiere Pro versus Camtasia is one of those comparisons that sounds simple, until you actually start editing and realize how different these two programs really are. And if you're trying to figure out which one's actually worth your time and money, this might be one of the most important decisions you make. Stick around to the end, because I'll share one huge mistake people make when switching from Camtasia to Premiere, and how to avoid it completely. And if you do decide to go with Premiere Pro, I've got a beginner tutorial linked in the description that'll walk you through everything you need to get started without feeling overwhelmed. Now let's get into it. Adobe Premiere Pro is Adobe's flagship video editor built for professionals. Think cinematic YouTube content, documentaries, commercial work. All of that happens inside Premiere. Camtasia, on the other hand, is often seen as more of a screen recorder with editing features built in. It's made for tutorials, online courses, business walkthroughs, anything where your screen and voice are the main focus. But here's where people get tripped up. They expect Camtasia to do what Premiere does, or vice versa, and that's when things fall apart. So let's get clear on what each one actually brings to the table. With Adobe Premiere Pro, you get complete control over your timeline. You can layer clips, fine-tune audio, create custom animations, color grade, use advanced effects, the whole deal. It's a professional tool with professional expectations. Yes, it can feel intimidating at first, but once you learn the basics, it starts to click. That's why the tutorial I linked in the description exists, to help you make that jump without feeling totally lost. Camtasia, on the other hand, is all about speed and simplicity. If you're creating explainer videos, walkthroughs, or tutorials, and you don't need a ton of cinematic polish, Camtasia is actually pretty great. The screen recording feature is built in, the editing tools are easy to use, and everything's designed to help you finish fast. You won't get the deep customization Premiere offers, but that's kind of the point. It's built for efficiency. That said, Camtasia does have limitations. The transitions and effects can feel a little dated, especially if you're aiming for something visually sharp or modern. And the audio tools, while decent, don't give you the same kind of precision that Premiere Pro does. But if you're someone who just wants to record, cut, and upload without getting lost in layers and settings, Camtasia is hard to beat. Now, here's the thing most people don't realize until it's too late. Switching from Camtasia to Premiere Pro isn't just about learning new software. It's about completely changing how you think about editing. Camtasia holds your hand. Premiere Pro gives you the entire toolbox and expects you to figure out what to build. That can feel overwhelming, but it can also be insanely exciting. Because once you start to get comfortable inside Premiere, you stop thinking in templates and start thinking in possibilities. So if you're deciding between Adobe Premiere Pro versus Camtasia, the real question is, what kind of videos are you trying to make? If you're focused on business videos, tutorials, and screen content, and you want to move fast, Camtasia gets the job done with way less friction. But if you want to push your creativity, take full control, or make content that looks and feels next level, Premiere Pro is worth the learning curve. And let's be honest, yes, Premiere takes more time to learn, and yes, the subscription cost can add up over time. But when you see what's possible with it, and how clean and professional your videos can look, it's hard to go back to anything else. You just have to get through that first phase where everything feels new and complicated. And again, that's why the tutorial in the description exists, to shortcut all that guesswork and get you editing faster. So before you click away, remember that mistake I mentioned earlier? A lot of people move from Camtasia to Premiere, expecting it to feel the same, but then they give up way too soon because they're expecting fast results with no learning curve. Don't do that. Give yourself the space to figure it out. Because if you stick with it, Premiere Pro isn't just a video editor. It becomes a creative tool that can grow with you for years. Whether you're all about fast content or you're building something more cinematic, pick the tool that supports the kind of videos you want to make, not just the one that looks easiest at first glance.